going to talk about one more thing that you want to talk about specifically that you asked to bring up, and it revolves around Stephanie McMahon. But very, very briefly before, just do a follow up about Ashley Massaro. So there was an investigation in 2019, NCIS investigation. So I won't go through the allegations, but she was essentially claimed that she was assaulted, horribly drugged and assaulted on a military base camp in, she said 2007, it was actually in 2006, the affidavit says 2007. But not to go through the entire NCIS thing, is they only started investigating in 2019 after Ashley passed away.
Okay, NCIS stands for what?
I don't know, but it's like the criminal, it's like the investigation within the military.
Intelligence Service is the IS. I know that.
Yeah. So don't ask me about that. I don't know. Anyway, they just say it's so far away they can't find anything, and the case is closed. So that was sort of spurred on to be investigated after Ashley had passed away. I think like a lawyer may have sort of got on that. But anyway, so it's nothing that we couldn't have guessed, quite frankly, of how that was going to end up. But this sort of leads us to Stephanie McMahon, who you want to talk about. And Stephanie, with the whole Vince McMahon thing, she seemed, very innocent of all proceedings. And then after the Ashley Massaro case was re-examined, Ashley, in her affidavit, had mentioned that Stephanie McMahon had basically told her, doesn't matter how hurt you are, and things she was dealing with concussions or injuries or whatever, doesn't matter how hurt you are, and you can't train on your off days in case you get hurt, which makes no sense. So you're untrained, get out in that ring and get hurt in the ring there, and don't get hurt in training, if you know what I mean. But essentially, Stephanie McMahon isn't innocent in proceedings as far as not treating the talent, allegedly, not treating the talent as well as she could have done.
Allegedly, I believe that report. I do. Because it sounds like, and the day that they had this meeting with the Massaro girl and Stephanie, Vince was in the room, I think. And that's where she told her that she basically didn't believe her and they weren't going to act on it. And she knew of it. And she knew of all this other stuff that was going on too, but yet didn't act on anything. And that makes her complicit, I guess, with it. Is that the word?
Yeah, well, Stephanie acted, not as far as Ashley, but Stephanie acted as far as Vince McMahon is concerned, because when the anonymous letter, the anonymous email that was sent to WWE Board of Directors, talked about the Janelle Grant case, that's when Stephanie McMahon left. And then Vince McMahon leaves, and then Stephanie comes back. And then when Vince comes back, Stephanie leaves again. So she definitely knows a heck of a lot of what was going on. But when did she know?
Well, I think she knew when it was going on.
She must have done.
Everybody else knew it. All the girls knew it. People do talk, and you're not supposed to talk about the boss, but there was some hanky-panky going on, and it was not a well-kept secret. Everybody kind of knew it, but I don't know. See, me knowing it is one thing. Or the talent knowing it is one. There's nothing we can do. I can't go and tell Vince to open a investigation into it. He's doing it. I mean, the talent was, we're helpless in this, totally, and hopeless. But I've seen firsthand with girls crying after Vince talked to them. He scared the crap out of them. And they had heard the other stories. And I don't know if the Janelle Grant story was out. Couldn't have been out when I was there. It was before it happened. But we're talking about, and where there's smoke, there's fire. I've said that 1,000 times. And you always knew this, because I'm still going off the Rita Chatterton case. Nobody kind of believed it then. But I didn't even know Vince then. And I says, well, it sounds like it could have happened. So I think they're going to pull Stephanie in at least for an interrogation.
I see.
And this is what I've said. When they start yanking people out of Titan Towers, we need to talk to you in room 21A. That's when you're going to have panic set in. Now they're going to say, well, how much did I know and when did I know it? And I think a lot of people who left unexpectedly when Vince left, and I'm talking about Mr. Dunn, what did he know? And I think his name hasn't been brought up, but I think it will be.
I think his name, because it was Chief Officer number 4 and stuff like that, and the unnamed people who were given a pseudonym in the lawsuit. I bet Kevin Dunn was definitely one of them. Nick Khan could have been one of them. Bruce Pritchard could have been one of them. We don't know. We have to speculate, but I bet Kevin Dunn was definitely one of these officers.
You're saying Nick Khan?
Well, in the lawsuit itself, the Janelle Grant lawsuit, it refers to certain WWE personnel as officer number 1. Doesn't give their real name, but of all those people who aren't named but referred to, I bet Kevin Dunn is definitely one of them. Because, he is Vince's right-hand man, and he didn't have many friends apart from Vince and the company, supposedly, or hung out with too many people, so...
Okay, Bruce Pritchard, you hadn't heard a lot from him, right?
He actually said something on his podcast, something around the effect of, it's a legal issue, I can't talk about it. That's basically it.
So I think he's going to be brought into it?
Yep.
I don't know. But
let me ask you the big thing. So, rightly or wrongly,
wait a minute, I didn't have nothing to do with it. Nothing.
Good.
I plead nolo contendere. Was that
Me
the
neither.
word? I didn't have nothing to do with it.
No, hang on. No contest means that you don't contest the charges against you.
Oh, I thought I give up. I thought that's what it is. Really, it is that, right?
Yeah. We'll say not guilty.
I am not guilty.
Rightly or wrongly, do you think Stephanie will ever return to the company in any capacity?
I don't think so. I think she's gone. Vince is definitely gone. And I think Triple H is the last of that breed. And I'm debating now, if the business wasn't doing good, I don't think Triple H would have a future. But it's doing really good now. Because when you think of the timing, bringing The Rock in at the time they brought him in, and in the spot that they brought him in, he overranks Triple H. Yes or no?
Yeah, he does. Triple H is not on the board. The Rock is.
So, at a good salary too, I might add. So, anyway, it's a scene, our situation. We're going to have to look back, keep looking at it, keep visiting it, and see what kind of see, I'm not getting any kind of vibes from anybody in WWE now, because everybody's afraid to talk about it. Everybody. Because now they don't know TKO. They knew Vince, and they were scared to death saying anything that he would get wind of. TKO.
Yeah, but it could be better the devil you know. In that sense.
Yeah, that's right. And I know some people there, but they've said nothing.